Here we go, bros. I mean, how many more times do I got to be right, man? It's so predictable. I called this out, I don't know how long ago. All you have to do is piece things up. Now, this has not been confirmed. We'll get right into it. This has not been confirmed, but to be fair to however you feel about We Got This Covered, they did predict some things in the past that were correct as far as some of these characters that we were going to get appearing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, the highlight of this entire article is, Robert Downey Jr. possibly returning. But Ironheart, which is a goofy ass tokenized version of Iron Man, which is all she is, Iron Ma'am, and it looks like that is going to be the case. Like she's going to possibly be appearing. Now, even if that's not confirmed there, it's going to happen, right? But they're reporting it's going to happen either way. They're going to bring in these goofy characters nobody asked for. Nobody. Riri Williams is, again, the normies made a big deal out of it when she was announced because, oh my God, look at the little black version of Iron Man. Look at all the little girls that'll be inspired, right? Knowing these damn fools they don't even buy comics. So it's just signaling and Twitter and stuff like that. It certainly doesn't transfer over into sales. Not to the consumer, at least. Maybe to the comic shop, but not to the consumer because they don't buy comics. Nonetheless, so we got She-Thor. I'm going to call it exactly that, She-Hulk, which is arguably the best tokenized character that Marvel has, to be fair to this. But you got them two. We got Ironheart possibly appearing. Obviously, Captain Marvel appeared, which is tokenized version of Marvel. So we're getting characters that nobody asked for, and like Miss Marvel and some of these other ones. I think She-Hulk, again, you can kind of have her as an outlier. But you're getting them and, again, female versions of the same character. So you're going to get, this is what it is. This is the direction that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is moving. And if you piece things together, not just with what they were saying, like Kevin Feige or Victoria Alonso or anything like that, that's part of it. That's absolutely a part of it. But also, you got to take into consideration what actually happened with Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was it was a complete change of direction. It was not just some mere, okay, we're throwing this. No, this is unlike any other character. I have a 30-minute long video breaking down how exactly it is. I think the title of it's called the unique shoehorn of Captain Marvel or the Captain Marvel movie. It's on my page. You can check that out. 30 minutes long, and I break that down. But part of that, and how I mentioned how she was uniquely shoehorned into this Marvel Cinematic Universe, was the fact that was highlighted was that they were willing to work backwards in terms of a character. Like, it was obvious that less than 10 years ago, there was a push to try to boost this character into prominence. That was the whole reason why she became Captain Marvel in roughly 2012. But it wasn't just that. It was the fact that it was an utter failure, and they kept rebooting the character. And what that is showing you was that they are willing, because the Marvel Cinematic Universe is so popping now, it doesn't matter who they throw out there for the most part, it's going to get some sort of support. Taking that into consideration, you're going to get those goofy characters. You're going to get those goofy characters. You're going to get these copycat versions of characters, even though even in the test drives throughout the comic books, they never really worked. They never really panned out. They never really were that well respected as far as deserving enough to at least maybe get their own shows and stuff like that. Like Miss Marvel has no business having her own show on Disney Plus. She's not important to anything going on, not in terms of the arc or anything. Like, you can make that argument when you talk about like Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe they were not that popular, but when you consider that, Drax, the Destroyer, who was solely created to destroy Thanos, and Gamora and Nebula and all these characters that were important to Thanos' lore, it made sense for them to be there, and they weren't shoehorned. They were never. You didn't have Kevin Feige going around lying, saying, "Well, these are the most powerful, characters. These are some of the most popular characters," like you said with Captain Marvel. But Captain Marvel showed us that they're willing to work backwards in terms of giving characters, announcing them to have individual shows, individual movies, even though they aren't that popular. They're getting a little cocky, if we're gonna be completely honest. But I called this. Riri Williams is gonna get tokenized. If they still had the rights to Spider-Man, Miles was next. I know that's everybody's fit. I mean, that changed. I mean, this character acts no different from anything we've seen out of Peter Parker, certainly in the comic books. But that Into the Spider-Verse, it made him everybody's favorite tokenized character. He was going to pop up. I think now that kind of got derailed. But they're going to keep bringing in some of these copies. Granted, and anybody that is in opposition to that, we hate black characters. We hate, characters of color. They're going to say we hate women and all that. Marvel has this big ass, just catalog of characters that they can choose from, female characters that they can choose from it, for example. But instead of going after them and utilizing them, what are they doing? Well, they're bringing in copies and characters that nobody asked for. Female versions, black versions, and I mean, a lot of those already exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now as well. But they're just going to bring in, it's going to be race changes, it's going to be gender swaps, either in the characters and like what, again, they're doing with the Eternals, but also with just the characters alone that were created, but they were just female versions of they're bringing all those characters in. Captain Marvel, if they're talking, we got Thor. Like, this is just what it is. So it's look, man, this is direction that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going in. I got my dog's white hair all over me. But this is the direction that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going in. It's an unfortunate situation because it doesn't look good. You see a couple of things I'm like, hey, Blade, hey, Moon Knight, that's pretty cool. But then, we see some of these others. It just really doesn't look too good in terms of the direction that they're going in. And we'll see what happens. We will see what happens.